So we've read, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. And so through Advent, we've lit candles of hope, peace, joy, and love. And each candle points us to something God promises and God gives. Now, I've brought with me a lamp. We've got 2 of these at home. And this lamp is designed for light. This lamp has a purpose. It has shape, and it looks ready to do that which it was designed to do. But there's one issue with this lamp. When you look around it, there's no space or anything or opening for batteries. There's no point for a power to charge up anything. There's no light within this lamp at all. Without the light, it's useless. You might as well throw it in the bin. And today we've thought about, like I say, we've gone through the Advent candles, but today we are thinking about Jesus is the light of the world. Now, when you buy this lamp, you get a torch with it. So it's kind of multi-purpose. But the torch is where the light is. And it's when the torch goes into the lamp, that the lamp becomes alive and is used for its full purpose. And if you don't get anything else today, the simple, clear message is we've come round and we are celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. The light has come into the darkness. And people walking in darkness, we were born and built for a purpose. That purpose is worship and worshiping God. And when you look around the world today, everybody worships somebody or something. As a child, I used to have posters on my wall. I'll just pause for a minute while you think in your mind who that might be or what that might be. Are you ready for it? It was cuttings, posters and cuttings from the Evening Sentinel, used to have the paper, of Stoke City players, right? But it's very simple that we're all born to worship something. But there's only one that brings true light, hope, happiness, joy, and peace, and it's the light of Christ. The one that we were designed and purposed for, just like this lamp, for that light to come in and to shine. That's the main point of the talk this morning. But let's move on. Christ is the light, and his light shines in us. We read many descriptions that point to God in the Bible. I'm going to just lead us and direct us to. Great, I forgot I was even using this, but let's go on. Are we on? We are now. To Hebrews. Let me read this from Hebrews. In the past, God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets at many times and in various ways. But in these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, and through whom also he made the universe. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. After he had provided purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the majesty in heaven. So he became as much superior to the angels as the name he has inherited is superior to theirs. Something about this verse that just warms my heart. In these last days, he has spoken through his Son. Throughout the Old Testament, God spoke through people. He spoke in many ways. Moses, the burning bush, David, Isaiah, Jeremiah, and many more. Real people, but all broken and fallen. God truly spoke through them, but partially, progressively, and in preparation for the final word. But in these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son. God has spoken to us by his Son, Jesus Christ. The one who we are here today and have celebrated and are celebrating, the Son, Jesus Christ. And this is the great turning point of history. He gives us himself. Jesus is not one word among many. He is God's final word. The context of Hebrews is Jewish believers who were under pressure and persecution. They were tempted to go back to what was familiar, visible, religious. And as we continue to read in Hebrews, we read these words: the law is only a shadow of the good things that are coming, not the realities themselves. All the Old Testament, all the words, all the stories that we read are pointing to Christ. They're all shadows. Now, I did ask on the WhatsApp group, has anybody got a brighter torch? Because I've only got this one and it's not that bright, you see. And I wanted something to kind of do a shadow on the wall to illustrate. So just quickly, because I'm aware of time. And so as men are men, they began to say, well, I've got a torch, it's this bright. And somebody else said, I've got one that's brighter. And Josh, please tell me I've got your name right. I've got your name right, that's fine. Josh, he came up with the brightest torch, and he came up with this one here. Now, I want you all to open your eyes. What? No. Now, I'm going to try not looking at it, otherwise the sermon ends here because I won't be able to see. But that light, which is pretty bright, that's pretty bright. And we can see slight shadows. I was going to get a board out, but we can see a light casts a shadow, don't it? You see the shadow. But that bright light, I'm going to put it up there. You see how bright that is? I'm not going to lower it. It's very bright. I'll stop there. But Christ came in as the true bright light. Now, if you don't smile, I will shine it at you. I won't really. Oh, sorry, I'm shining it at you. 1,000 apologies. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know it was on. I'm sorry. Right. I think we'll have to run the series for another hour so nobody has an accident because they can't see. I genuinely apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shine it in your eyes. But there's that sense that the light has come into the darkness, hasn't it? It's come into the darkness. The true light. But light, as we say, have shadows. And the people were tempted to go back to the shadows, all the things that are only pointing to Christ. Even though you've been persecuted, he's saying, even though times are tough, stay with the one true light, the one that everything else points to. Why return to the shadows when the full light has come? And even today, and this is one of the main points I want to challenge us with and encourage us with as we move on throughout this day and into the coming days and the coming weeks, Christians too can chase shadows. We can chase shadows. So I want to ask you a question. Are you chasing a shadow? In other words, are you drawn to the ritual of the Christian faith, the symbols that point to Jesus, but they're not Jesus themselves? It might be carrying a cross around your neck. It might be singing some great hymns and some great songs, or even coming around the table. They're all things that are important, but they're all pointing to Christ. Them in themselves are not the true light. They only point to the true light. Are you with me? Shadows cannot give life. They only point to the one who does. Christ is the substance that we need. Christmas Day, Christ came, the one true light, light in the darkness. For each one of us, he is the light of the world. Even as Christians, we can say, Matt, I get it, I know it, the light. But we allow that light to go dim. We can be walking around just like this, even as Christians, because we've allowed the light to go dim. Don't let the light go dim. Keep your eyes focused on the true light. Hebrews continues and tells us astonishing things about this Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, and through whom also he made the universe. When Jesus walked this earth, what did he have? What did he own? Nothing. He came in a lowly stable. He had nothing. He became one of us. He didn't own an house. He had nothing. All the things that we own, Jesus didn't have anything. Nothing. He gave it all up. Nothing borrowed, even his grave. And yet he is the heir of all things. And through him, all things were made. Everything belongs to him. History belongs to him. Creation belongs to him. Your life belongs to him. This child is God's final word and is the heir of all things. Not only the heir of all things, but he is the Son, is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being. People say, well, how do we know what God's like? Look at Christ. Look at Christ. In Isaiah's vision, the glory of the Lord filled the temple. Light, holiness, weight, presence. Hebrews says that glory has a face. Jesus does not merely reflect God, he radiates God. The phrase exact representation is a powerful phrase. It means imprint, like an image stamped on a coin. If you want to know what the king looks like, you look at the coin. If you want to know what God is like, we need to look at Jesus. That's why Jesus can say these words. Anyone who has seen me has seen the Father. He's not similar. He's not approximate. He is exact. Christ is the true light because he is God made visible to us. And so the description of the final word continues, sustaining all things by his powerful word. After he had provided purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the majesty in heaven. The same Jesus who sustains the universe also dealt fully and finally with sin. The light does not just reveal, but it also cleanses. And when the work was finished, he sat down. The work is complete. Nothing more needs to be added. He now sits and intercedes on our behalf. As the light enters the lamp, it reveals itself and shines into the darkness and drives the darkness away. Let us remember, the lamp is not the power source, the torch is. Paul says this, for this reason I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. All too often, where is our focus? On the light or on the lamp? Is your focus on you or Christ? Even as Christians, our focus can be on the lamp, on ourselves. But we're not called to focus on the lamp. We focus on Christ, and his light shines in our hearts. We focus on Jesus. In the Christian life, we don't strive to get more hope, more peace, more joy, more love. We strive to get more of Jesus. His light gives us more hope, more peace, more joy, and more love. Striving after the shadows won't increase our hope, peace, joy, and love. You may get temporary when you come to church, partake in the Lord's Supper, and sing many great hymns, but they only point to Christ, who is the true light. May our focus today be on our relationship with Jesus Christ as we stay close to him through prayer, scripture, and worship. May that light stay bright and that flame fanned and kept bright in our hearts. Fan into flame the gift, God, which is in you. Is your light dimming? Have you taken your eyes off the ball, off the focus of Christ? Look to Christ and let that light shine brightly. On Christmas Day, we declare, For God, who said, let light shine out of darkness, made his light shine in our hearts to give us the light of the knowledge of God's glory displayed in the face of Christ. The light shines on us, and then by God's grace, the light shines in us. And then that light should shine out of us that others may see. Just on this, we're going to do something that's a bit Anglican. Please stay with me. I'm going to say the first part, and I want you all to say after, Christ in us. Very simple, because I want to just cement it and for us to go back what it's all about. So as we think of the candles, hope within us, peace within us, joy is within us, love is within us, light is within us. Christ in you, the hope of glory. The light has come. The final word has been spoken, and his name is Jesus. May you know the light of Christ in your hearts this Christmas. Let us pray, and if the team will come back ready to lead us in our final carol.